What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And today we got Steve Mcnair, Eddie George, and those Tennessee Titans doing a rebuild, man. This is the biggest rebuild I think I've ever done. I've done rebuilds that took longer in time as far as the length of a video, but as far as how many years I've done or doing this is, I believe this is the longest, man. We're going to stretch this thing out as long as we can. You see that Eddie George has 4 years left on his deal. His deal really isn't that bad, but it's going to be interesting to see how the running back position develops in this video, because again, 04, you had guys like Corey Dillon, Jerome Bettis still in the league, Emmitt Smith was still in the league. Of course, you had Eddie George, Edgerrin James, Ahman Green. Like, you had a lot of good running backs. Fred Taylor, I believe Charlie Garner was still on the Raiders. So a lot of good, solid running backs. Clinton Portis is a youngster in this game. This will be his last year with Denver, because of course he'll be traded next year to Washington for Champ Bailey. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out. So that's the roster. It's a pretty decent roster here with the Titans. We do need a middle linebacker. Middle linebacker position is on this team, so we are going to sign that right away with Randall Godfrey. Eddie George did decent in training camp, so we're going to bump him up, bump up his agility. That might have been a mistake. Probably want to go with break tackle with Eddie George. He likes to get north and south with the best of them. Going to upgrade Javon Curse, pass rushing extraordinaire, so acceleration for him. And then Keith Bullock, upgrade him. And then of course Steve Mcnair, who hopefully we can get him to around 99 overall. That will be the goal before he retires or before he starts to regress. So in year one, we beat the Raiders, lose to the Colts, beat the Saints, lose to the Steelers and the Patriots, beat the Texans, Panthers, and Jags, have a bye week, lose to Denver, beat Jacksonville, lose to the Falcons, beat the Jets, lose to the Colts, and you saw the rest. So it's like we would win, then we would lose, and that's how you go 8-8 basically. So here are your playoff teams in the AFC and in the NFC respectfully. Steve Mcnair threw for over 3,000 yards, 23 TDs, but had a handful of interceptions. Eddie George put up 1,100 yards with 7 TDs, just on 281 carries. Mason, 73 receptions for 992 yards. And then Benji Olsen, 75 pancakes. Just move, you know what, get out the way. Keith Bullock made it to the Pro Bowl, which is a good look. He also led the team in sacks with 8. Also was second on the team with 5 interceptions. Marshall Faulk is our Offensive Player of the Year, and he is their MVP. Derrick Brooks, he is your Defensive Player of the Year. 51 outside linebacker, that's LeVar Arrington. Yes, I know that he wore 56, but they did not want to give him any money. So they were like, hey, we're just going to call you 51 outside linebacker instead of 56 outside linebacker. Because I do believe in a couple of Maddens before he actually signed to the Players Union, he was number 56, but did not have his name. He's like, hey, everybody knows that this is me. And it's like, we still know it's you, but whatever. Wild card weekend comes and goes. The divisional round, the Colts fall to Raiders, the Eagles, they beat the Rams, the Patriots fall to the Steelers, and the Falcons handle business at home versus the Giants. The Raiders would beat the Steelers, and the Falcons would beat the Eagles. So you got the Raiders and the Falcons, with the Falcons winning. Michael Vick gets his ring. Rod Woodson's going to call it a career. So is Shannon Sharp, Jerry Rice. You got Aeneas Williams called a career. Tim Brown, Bruce Smith, Lorenzo Neal, Emmitt Smith is gone. And yeah, so a bunch of guys are leaving. We're going to miss this tackle. Jason Matthews, he is going to retire. Keith Bullock is holding out. You want your money, I'm going to give you your money. You are the best player on the defense side of the ball, and maybe the best player on the team outside of Steve Mcnair. Eddie George obviously is an icon, but this, if you really think about it, Madden 04, which would have been 2003, was his last year with the Tennessee Titans. The next year, even though he was in Madden 05 and ESPN 2K5 as a Titan, he played that year as a Dallas Cowboy. So he is going to start to regress, but hopefully we can get all that we can out of him before he really starts to hit that wall, so to speak. So we will bring back Drew Bennett. I think he's going to turn out to be a solid receiver. At least that's the goal. That's the plan. Hopefully it works out for us. Hopefully it does. So Big Al, we are going to sign him. This is now the draft. Remember, in the old school Madness, the draft happens before free agency. So Al Papawaski, I believe that's how you pronounce it. He was our first round pick. I figured it might take some time for these guys to develop. So let's draft our new running back while we still have our old running back in Eddie George and see if it can't work out from there. Tayshawn Dexter, I think he might be a decent middle linebacker. Who knows what's gonna happen? He is a late round pick, but at 66 overall, I think that he might turn into something good because again, it takes time for these guys to develop in Madden 04. So we missed out on Robinson. We did sign Casper, Page, Womack, Rivers. And then these are the guys that we just didn't go after because the Panthers were like, we're going to spend all the money we can on these free agents. And they did just that, and they got a couple of those guys. Dana Stubblefield is still out there, and I would go out and sign him. All right, so we have Albert Haynesworth, and we have Dana Stubblefield, and they both, had some issues, but we're trying to win football games, and be mad at me, but we're trying to win football games. We're going to try our best to sign the very best players, despite who they may be on the inside, all right? So, Dyson looking pretty good. Steve Mcnair, we're going to give all this to his accuracy. Now, he's 95 overall with 92 accuracy and 92 throw power, and we go 11-5. So, it's a big turnaround from 8-8 to 11-5, a 3-win swing, and that is going to give us a home playoff game, and not just give us a home playoff game, but it will also give us a first round bye, as we are the second seed right behind the 11-5 New England Patriots, right? The Bucks, the Packers, the Skins, the Falcons, the Niners, and the Seahawks, they all made it to the playoffs. On the NFC side of things, Steve Mcnair, 3,300 yards with 33 TDs. Again, Eddie George averaging about 4.4 yards a carry and gets over the 1,000-yard mark again. Derrick Mason, not quite 1,000 yards receiving, but 72 receptions for 741 yards, but 13 TDs, so great year for him. And Casper, I love Casper in Madden 04. He is so quick, and he has some size for like a quick kind of slot receiver. That's kind of his archetype, but he's like a bigger guy, like at 6'1", 6'2". So I definitely like the way that he can work downfield, maybe break a tackle or two, and get loose into the secondary. So when it comes to the MVP, you're going to see that Michael Vick done won yet another one. That's right, Michael Vick. Defensive Player of the Year, Keith Bullock. That's a good look for us. I do think that as of right now, our defense is probably a little bit ahead of our offense. It's because we have great guys at all three phases of the defense, if you will. Great defensive line. Again, Albert Haynesworth, he is a monster, despite what you may think of him outside of football and maybe even in football. He was a monster on the Tennessee Titans. Then you got Javon Curse and Kevin Carter, linebacker core with Bullock, and then the secondary with Schulters, a young Tank Williams, and Andre Dyson. I mean, the Titans' defense was pretty filthy, to say the least. But Derrick Mason, he did make it to the Pro Bowl as well. So there goes Eric Moulds. And we are getting beasted on so far on this first drive, represent the defense. Hopefully we can, do what I've been saying, be great in all phases of this game defensively. Offensively, who knows? But defensively, we do get the stop right there. We force a punt. We got Eddie George in the backfield. Give it to number 27 on second down and 7. And we're going to pick up the first down by the heads of our chinny chin chin. Looking for Casper, who makes the catch, and he's loose. I'm telling you, Casper is that guy. He is that guy. Second down and 10. Mcnair fires it. That pass going to be caught. And Casper's going to work his way upfield to the 30-yard line. Second down and 5. Give it to Eddie. Not going down for nobody. Not going down for nobody. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Third down and 5. Mcnair has it. Fires it to Casper. Makes another clutch reception. Another first down. Eddie George gets smacked in the backfield. And now it's going to be second down and goal. Looking to the flat. And we flat out go out of bounds. Loss of around 5, maybe 6. Looking for Casper right here. And it's a touchdown. Get the football to Casper. He is everything you want in a receiver. And then Sermon, 10, gets dragged down at the 7. Thought he might take it to the crib. A nice little interception right there. We cannot capitalize with a touchdown, but we will get a field goal. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 10-0 is the score. Second down and 6 now. McNair's going to hand it to Eddie George right up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down. So start of the third quarter, we got the football. We're looking to put this game on ice. Hill makes the catch right there, and we're looking good, feeling good. Second down and 5. Give it to Eddie, and Eddie's not going to get the first down, but he does move it a little bit closer, and Casper's going to do the rest. Now it's third down and 8. Looking downfield for Wycheck, and he makes the catch. Look at Wycheck coming through, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. So fourth quarter, they're down by 2 possessions. We got the football, and we done scored yet again. I don't think they're going to be able to come back. What do you think? Who knows? Bledsoe fires it. That's going to be caught by Henry. He gets loose. They need 3 scores, though. So, I mean, again, I don't think they have enough time. But Gene makes the catch. He gets chopped down inside the 10. 3rd down and 1. Bledsoe fires it. That pass falls incomplete. 4th down. 4th and 1. They give it to Henry. Henry picks up the 1st down and inside the 5. Minute 32 to go. Quick pass because Bledsoe's under pressure. Throws it to Samari Roll. And Samari is rolling down the sideline. Inside the 40. Inside the 30. Give him 6. Touchdown Titans. Technically in Madden 04, that is the longest interception return in NFL history. We get some pressure. Bullock, he walks away with the INT, gets down, and that is your ball game. So 24-0 is the score. We are going to go on to the AFC Championship game to face the Auckland Raiders. And it could be the Raiders versus the Packers or the Buccaneers. Either one would be a rematch of Super Bowls in yesteryear. But the Titans are trying to get to that bowl and actually win it this time. Obviously, they did lose to those St. Louis Rams way back when and have not been back to the Super Bowl since. Who knows? Maybe things will change and they get to it this year in real life. We're trying to get to it here in this video game. So let's focus on this. Rich Gannon. He has it. He fires it. Jolly makes the catch. Gets dragged down. 3rd down and 1. They give it to Charlie Garner. He's not going to get out of that tackle. And we take over. Give it to Eddie. Let him go north and south like the grown man he is. George up the gut. 1st down. 1st and 10. Mcnair has it. Throws it. Derrick Mason makes the catch. He's going to weave through traffic just a little bit and have a 1st down. Mcnair fires it. Caught by Casper, the friendly ghost. So we got this thing inside Raiders territory, marching closer and closer to the end zone or the red zone. We're in that red zone with Calico, and we're up inside the 5. 3rd down and goal. We're going to try to give it to Papawatsky. Big Al can't get it as Mcnair gets dropped before he can hand the ball off. We will settle for a field goal, and that's going to do it for the 1st quarter. So Gannon has it, fires it. That pass, incomplete. We take over. Mcnair has it, fires it. Mason, he makes the catch, and we're cooking with grease, grandma's recipe. Play fake now. McNair's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to get this one inside the 30 with a fresh set of 10. Now it's 3rd down and 8. Gonna throw it to who? Casper. He's everywhere you want him to be. The man is an absolute monster out there. Quick pass caught by Drew Bennett, and that is going to do it for the drive. Great way to end the half, basically, by knocking off Rich Gannon's helmet with big Albert Haynesworth and scoring a touchdown. What more do you want? So far this postseason, we have not allowed a single touchdown, not allowed a single point. That is a very, very good look. That pass caught by Hill. He works his way upfield, and that's going to be a 1st down. Mcnair has the football, going to roll left, still rolling. Now he's just going to flat out sprint for the 1st down, and he got it. Gonna throw this one to the right side. Caught by Hill, dragged down from behind. 4th down, we will punt the ball away and then let Javon Curse hunt. The Florida Gator shot out of a cannon. Sims and him get a fingernail on it. That was just absolutely filthy. Get Rich Gannon killed, why don't you? So 3rd down and 9 as we will go 3 and out. That pass caught by Porter, but he loses it and the Titans recover the fumble. And that is going to do. We will milk the clock from there, and we are the AFC champions. So year 1, we missed the playoffs. We went 8-8. Year 2, we come back. We beat the Raiders. Is this the last hurrah for the Titans? I mean, like, really think about it. We're kind of old, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Wycheck is our starting tight end. Derrick Mason is like in the middle of his prime right now. Eddie George might be on the other side of his prime, and we're still working on Steve McNair. But again, every season he could be good or bad depending on how his ratings shake out. So we're going to be going up against Keyshawn Johnson, Brad Johnson, and a fearsome defense in the Buccaneers. Let's get to it as Pittman breaks a tackle, breaks another, gets brought down by Samari Roll, but has a 1st down. Pittman gets to carry again. Good blocking, great spin move, and look at him scamper downfield for a 1st down in Titan territory. This pass, deep downfield, caught by May. So much for us dominating. So much for us not allowing a single point in the postseason. The Buccaneers offense led by Brad Johnson is different. That pass caught by Kelly, touchdown Tampa. And Brad Johnson, again, when you win and when you play well, your ratings are going to go up in this game, and he might be a freaking Hall of Famer for all I know in Madden 04. Hill's going to make the catch right there, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Mcnair fires it to Calico. He's going to have a 1st down, and that's going to take us to the 2nd quarter of play. McNair steps up in the pocket, avoids the rush, throws it downfield to Hill, gets dragged down before he can get the 1st down. 3rd down and 1. Under pressure, we fired to Calico, and the drive will continue. 1st down and 10. McNair's going to roll left, throw it to Eddie George. And Eddie George is going to get us inside the 10. 3rd down and goes. We're inside the 5. Derrick Mason gets open. Steve McNair sees him. He's like, I'm going to find you. And we get the touchdown. And then Kevin Carter with the sack. 3rd down and 13. That pass incomplete. So 22 seconds on the clock. Do we really go for this? We do, and that's a mistake. That's a mistake. A big mistake. Because we would have got the ball first in the 2nd half. And being tied is a lot better than being down. So now we have to score. Because this defense of the Bucks is, again, fearsome, but the offense is actually pretty fabulous as well. Gonna look downfield, and there's gonna try to work his way upfield with a little bit of an okie doke. Nothing happens though. So 4th and 1, looking for Derrick Mason. He gets open, and that's a 1st down. Get off of me with the stiff arm to your chest. McNair rolls left, throws it left, caught by Casper. Can he pick up the 1st down? He can. Dragged down by Derrick Brooks. 3rd down and 5. They send a blitz. We throw it quickly. It's caught and then dropped by Hill. A well-timed hit knocks that football loose. And we got to set up for a field goal. And now it's the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. Johnson under pressure. Kevin Carter. I love it. 2nd down and 15. Johnson fires it to Kelly. Knocked down by Bullock. 1st down. Pittman up the gut. Breaks the tackle and he's loose. Still on his feet and finally tackled, but after he picks up the 1st down. So 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. And look at Pittman turning back the hands of time. Pittman up the gut, dragged down by Albert Haynesworth, rocking 91. 1st and goal. They give it to Pittman, dives for the end zone touchdown, and it's 17-10. 4th quarter. Under a minute to go. Eddie George makes the catch. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock. 51 seconds to work with. Stepping up in the pocket just to get sacked. Not what we needed, not what we wanted. 3rd down and 15. Dumping off to Eddie George. Get out of bounds. Pick up all you can. 4th and 6 now. Super Bowl on the line. McNair looking downfield. Casper, the friendly football player, coming through when I need him to. It's going to be 1st down and 10 now. McNair looking downfield for who? Casper. There's only one person to throw the ball to. The man that gets goats. The man that gets silly in the secondary. Looking downfield is McNair. He's going to keep it. Runs a man over. Dragged down shy of the 1st down. We burn the timeout. 18 seconds to work with. Going to fire this one downfield. Caught by Mason. Gets out of bounds. 14 seconds to work with. McNair going to tuck it and run it. We get to the goal line and deny like we did versus the Rams. 2nd down and goal. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 9 seconds. And we get into the end zone to force overtime here in Jacksonville. Here in the Super Bowl. They're going to run the ball at us with Pittman. Pittman's going to pick up the 1st down. Johnson's going to drop back the pass. Throws it to Keyshawn Johnson. He breaks the tackle brought down by Lance Schulters. We're offside. So free play is an automatic 1st down because 5 and 5 gives you a 1st down. It was 2nd down and 5 with a 5-yard penalty. But they're going to get the whole enchilada on that pass play. We can't give up an inch. And we give up a bunch of yards right there. Send out Dramatica to kick us up. The kick is good, and we are back to the drawing board. So we're going to be headed into year number 3. We need a new head coach. We need a new offensive coordinator, a new defense coordinator, and a new special teams coach. I'm like, Jeff Fisher, I did not know your contract was up. Let's work this out. Let's work something out, Jeff. I mean, you freaking got us to the Super Bowl. You've been a long-time coach here with the one-time Houston Oilers, one-time Tennessee Oilers, Tennessee Titans. Oh, that's the squad. And we finally worked out a deal with Jeff Fisher. All right, so Schottenhammer, why don't you come be my offensive coordinator? Specialty is offense. Washburn, why don't you come be my defensive coordinator? And Barry, why don't you be our special teams coach? So Rich Gannon is gone. Sayal, he has retired. Woodson, he has retired as well. Garrison Hurst, you see the list. We lose Frank Wycheck. No, we're not going to lose Frank Wycheck. I want him to come back because these guys really don't regress like that. When they're done, they're done. And you're going to see their ratings. Their ratings could be like in the 40s when they're done. Like, they're like, I'm not working out no more. I'm not training like that no more. I am done playing football in the NFL. But until that moment comes, there will be a lot of 30-year-olds that still hold their overalls fairly well. So in the offseason, pretty quiet. We go after Webster. We go after TJ Hushmanzada. I did not feel like we had too many holes out there. So I figured let's keep this team intact, not do anything drastic, and let's try to get back to where we were. Then Stubblefield, he's out there. He kind of went down in ratings, so I let him walk. Brian Westbrook is now a Houston Texan. Curtis Martin, he is now, who is he playing for? Well, I think it was the Detroit Lions, and so on and so forth. So our first pick is Phillips, defensive tackle. We're going to pair him with number 91, Albert Haynesworth. I know he wore 92, but if I think for his rookie season he wore 91. We get Mack, cornerback. Not a bad pick right there. 5'11", 201, comes in with 86 speed. Again, these guys, like in the Madden 06, 07, and 08, you can get some high overall draft picks. That's not really the case in Madden 04 and 05. It can happen, but it's pretty rare. It mostly happens in those newer or later games that they released on the PS2 to their like 360 counterparts. So Papawatsky, yo bruh, we got to get you going, because I don't know how much longer Eddie George is going to be that man. Javon Kearse is still that dude, so let's work something out. Let's get you going in training camp. Tank Williams, I need you to be that dog next to Lance Schulters. Andre Dyson, you too, get some upgrades. And then look at this, another opportunity to help Steve Mcnair to hold on to what he got. And right now he's 97 overall, 94 throw power, 93 throw accuracy. But we missed the playoffs. We went 7-9, and that's not good enough. The Jaguars won the division. Steve Mcnair, 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Eddie George, again, 1,100 yards on less than 300 carries. But we got to get over that. You know, we got to do a little bit better in the ground game. I'm expecting like 1,200 to 1,300 yards. I know that's not like a huge jump, but if you think about it long term in the course of a game, that's the difference between being in like a 3rd and 4 and a 3rd and 2. And 3rd and 2 feels a lot better to me than a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 situation. So that's just where I'm coming at with that. So Phillips, as a rookie, pretty good year. 10 sacks. That's phenomenal. Haynesworth had 11 sacks. Bullock had an interception. Dyson led the team with 6, so I'm loving it. LaDainian Thompson, he is your MVP. He's on the San Diego Superchargers. 41, that's Troy Polamalu, obviously. Strong safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know he wore 43, but in this game, they had him at 41. All right, Terrell Owens, your best receiver. Good look for him. And that is going to do it for the award season. Bates is the new head coach of the San Diego Chargers, and he is the coach of the year. Wild card round, Steelers, they beat the Ravens. The Skins, they beat the Niners. Bengals, they fought to the Jags. And the Falcons, they beat the Eagles. Patriots, they win. Packers, they win. The Chargers, they fall to the Steelers. And the Saints would beat the Falcons. Divisional round, Patriots handle business versus Pittsburgh. And the Saints, they beat Green Bay. And the Saints would beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Chad Brown is going to retire. Richardson, Vincent. You also got Brock Marion. Jeff Fiegels, he is going to retire as well. And then Troy Brown, those are the big names. Charlie Batch, he would retire. He was not 50 overall when I signed him, please believe. So Peter Sermon is holding out. So is Albert Haynesworth. So is almost everybody. And now I'm getting worried because I'm like, okay, I'm going to sign Lance Schulters. But it might be more like we might get into like a little bit of sign and trade situation here. Not because I want to do it, but it's just because like we missed the playoffs. And I know y'all want to get paid, but like if y'all really want to get paid, like help us get to the playoffs. Help us be a playoff contender year in and year out. All right, so we'll re-sign basically everybody that this center I want back. This is somebody that we drafted, and he's actually a pretty solid center right there. Everybody else we are going to release, and then Womack, you got to go. 52 overall left tackle. I need cap space. We have less than $5 million in cap space. I need cap space before we hit the free agency market and before the NFL draft. So, to free up some more cap space, we're going to trade Godfrey to the Cowboys for a 3rd and 5th round pick, respectfully. And then we're going to trade our first pick number 11, for a 2nd round and 3rd round pick. The reason why I did that, 1st round picks is old school football. So your 1st round pick can demand a lot of money. A lot of money. So here goes our first pick. It is Baker, a middle linebacker, 66 overall. We also got Mack, a left tackle. And then we go back and we sign Curtis again. We sign Brandon Lloyd, and we're going to pick up Clark, a big fullback. So the draft is actually decent. We had a couple of guys in the mid-60s, and that's just kind of how it is. Amon Green still holding strong at 95 overall, signed with the Colts. Coleman is now a Giant. Another Coleman is now a Cardinal. Brady James is out there on middle linebacker. You see me pause at him like, maybe I should pick him up. Ellis Johnson, he's still out there. So you have a lot of guys still out there, but not everybody got money to sign these guys. Musa Muhammad is a Falcon now. And yeah, there you go. That's what it kind of is. So Calico, because I'm looking for some speed. So Calico, we're going to work on you. Popowatsky, whatever you want to call him that. And then there goes Tayshaun Drexel. What was it, Drexel or Drexter? Whatever. He was like a 3rd round pick in our first draft, and he might be our starting middle linebacker here. And look at that. Steve Mcnair is 99 overall. Is that good enough to get to the postseason? No. It is not good enough to get to the postseason. Not at all. Not at all. 6-10 is the record, and I think the writing is on the wall. What do you think? Is it time to blow this thing up? It might be. When you finish last in the division and you basically have no salary cap to do anything, it's basically time to hit a reset on this thing. Mcnair still had a decent season. Eddie George, he averaged 4.4 yards a carry. He just had less carries, 5 touchdowns. Popowatsky, I don't know if he's the answer. He hasn't averaged anything higher than 3.3. I think as his rookie year, he averaged around 3.3 yards a carry. So we might have to do a lot of rebuilding. Derek Mason had a good year. Bennett had a good year. Calico, decent for what we asked him to do. Eddie George was a decent receiver out of the backfield as well. The offensive line did their thing. Benji Olsen, he makes it back to the Pro Bowl. So does Keith Bullock with 103 tackles. Phillips, 13 tackles for loss, 9 sacks to lead the team. So Hainsworth and Phillips, they look to be a good tandem at D tackle. But we had a down year. And everybody's getting older. And LaDainian Tomlinson is still out there winning MVPs. And Fred Taylor was up there for Offensive Player of the Year, even though he lost to LT. And yeah, Mark Smith, cornerback, was a rookie, made it to the Pro Bowl in year number 1, trying to be like a Champ Bailey or somebody like that, or Charles Woodson, somebody in that category. There goes Champ Bailey right there, your best defensive back. Jeff Chandler, your best kicker, and Del Rio. He won Coach of the Year. So wild card round, there you go. Ravens, they're going to lose to the Bills in the divisional round. The Seahawks, they beat the Saints. The Chargers beat the Jaguars, and the Eagles fall to the Skins, who won the NFC East. The Bills would lose to the Chargers, and the Skins would lose to the Seahawks. And the Chargers and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, old school AFC West matchup, and they would get the W, talking about the San Diego Superchargers. So Bill Romanowski is now up for a head coach. Ain't that crazy? Like, that is crazy. We need an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. Here's why. Jim Mora, he's going to come in and be our defensive coordinator. And yeah, I think we still have Jeff Fisher as our coach. So we're negotiating with Jim Mora Jr., and we finally get him to sign on that dotted line. And then when it comes to offensive coordinator, Rich Gannon is there. Recently retired quarterback of the Oakland Raiders. I'm going to give you a chance to be our offensive coordinator, get some fresh blood into this coaching staff. Jeff Garcia is going to call it a career. Tom Tupa, Keyshawn Johnson, these guys are gone. Frank Wycheck, he is going to retire too. Still holding strong at 81 overall, but he is going to call it a career. So is Curtis, my favorite, Martin. The fullback that held out, I did not give him a contract. I'm like, you have 2 years left on your deal. Like, no, you ain't getting no new money. So Tyshon Dexter, I called him every name but his right name. Tyshon Dexter. He is going to be, like, I think a focal point in this dynasty, in this franchise, because he's actually blossomed into a fairly good middle linebacker. So here we go. We're signing our guys. Fred Miller, right tackle. You're going to come back. Eddie George, 86 overall. And I'm like, it's like, you have been in the league for 11 years. You're 33 years old. I'm going to let you go, Eddie. I'm going to let you go. So our first pick is Chris Thompson out of Boston College. Pick number 8 in the NFL draft. Somebody has got to blossom in our backfield. Somebody has to do it. Bowman, 71 overall, tied in with 67 catching off of his rookie year or going into his rookie year from Texas A&M. Atkins from Baylor, not the fastest guy. I saw his speed, okay? You can only scout so much, and you have to trust your scouting department, and sometimes they're flat out wrong. Simpson, decent receiver. Benji Olsen, who I did not know that we let go, so I brought him back. 90 overall right guard. Yes, they're coming back. Anquan Bolden and then Brandon Floyd. These guys are going to be on the squad as well. Kerry Collins has joined the division with the Jaguars, and then you got a lot of quarterbacks. Here go the quarterbacks. Those are the guys that signed and where they went to. Here goes the top free agents. Isaac Bruce gonna wear the silver and black, and the Lions still trying to replace Barry Sanders. They tried Curtis Martin, he's gone. And now they're going to try Eddie George and see what he can do. Kevin Mawai, center, one-time center for the Titans, but not in this universe. He was only a Jet, and now he's an Arizona Cardinal. So we rock with Chris Thompson, Chris Thomas, and we're going to try to make him into a beast. Albert Haynesworth, you are that, but we can get you up to 99 overall. That will be fabulous. Spencer Mack, he's a hard-hitting cornerback. And then Ingram is our future, maybe, but let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can help him out, and look at what happens. 6-10 again. So if it wasn't time to blow things up, now it's time to blow things up. And what does that mean? Stay tuned and see. Steve Mcnair, 18 touchdown passes, 15 interceptions. Thomas, 770 yards. And then Popwask, again, averaging less than 3 yards a carry, is just not going to get it done. Drew Bennett, big year, 95 receptions. Again, we let go of Derrick Mason, so 95 receptions for him, 1,200 yards, 5 TDs. Not a bad season for Drew Bennett. Like, if I'm honest, that's not a bad year for Mr. Drew Bennett. Keith Bullock, he is that guy. Still did not make it to the Pro Bowl this season, but still had 100+ tackles. Phillips, 10 sacks again. Albert Haynesworth with 9 sacks. Dyson with 5 interceptions. Samari Roll and Woolfolk had 4, respectively. Bullock and Schultz had 3. Michael Vick wins another MVP. Offensive Player of the Year is LaDainian Tomlinson. Derrick Brooks is their Defensive Player of the Year. They got themselves a quarterback in Oakland. They got themselves another linebacker with Bill Belichick and those Patriots. Old man Drew Bledsoe wins Quarterback of the Year. Like, what is going on in this universe that we have created? Who knows? I don't know. I'm about to say Drew, but Champ Bailey wins another Defense Back of the Year. Patriots, that will beat the Bills in the wild card round. The Falcons will beat the Packers by 1. In the divisional round, you got the Raiders falling to the Jaguars. The Rams, they beat the Panthers. The Patriots lose to the Steelers, and then the Falcons, they would beat it. But was it the Saints? It was going so fast. I was like, at this point, I'm getting tired of not making it to the postseason. Anyways, man, I believe the Jags will win that Super Bowl. Dick Vermeil, he's going to retire, and now Rich Gannon has promoted himself to coach. I did not promote him, but Jeff Fisher decided to leave, and I don't think he wants to come back. So now Rich Gannon is our new head coach. West is going to be our offensive coordinator, and that is the coaching staff. Marshall Faulk, Brett Favre, Aaron Glenn, John Lynch, Jason Gilden. These guys have retired. Kurt Warner, Mike Isles tied up the gut. John Randall, Isaac Bruce, Joe Horn. I mean, you play the newer Madden. His son is in Madden. There goes Eddie George, and that's why I didn't necessarily want to sign him. I could have signed him just by like, let's keep you as a Titan for life, but it was like, nah, not going to do that. So Keith Bullock is holding out again. He has 2 years left on his deal. And I'm trying to think, if I was a GM, what would I do? Not playing Madden. Playing Madden, I could re-sign everybody and then trade them. And that's like manipulating the system. You really couldn't do that. But I think if somebody's holding out, you could trade them. And even in this game, you can't trade somebody holding out. So I would talk to them and be like, hey, bro, let's sign you and then trade you. So we sign him. And we're going to give the Bears the best linebacking core in history. They're going to have Keith Bullock, and they're going to have Brian Urlacher. And we're going to try to trade Albert Haynesworth. So right now we have the Bears' 3rd overall pick in the first round. Albert Haynesworth, I want him to be on the squad, but I also want draft capital. But I'm thinking I would much rather keep Albert Haynesworth and ditch a free safety and Schultz. We're going to send him to Miami, and we can get their 15th overall pick. I try to get even more draft capital by giving Sermon and Haynesworth to the Chiefs. They're like, nah, not going to happen. So I figured I would keep both of them. I would just keep both of them, because at this moment in time, it's not really worth it, right? So first pick in the draft has got to be a quarterback. We have Isaac Linton from UCF. Amazing arm strength, but you know, looking at it, I was like, maybe, I don't know. This guy's the fastest of the bunch, and Antonio, and then you got Daniel Lambert. Amazing arm strength, amazing accuracy, doesn't panic, so he has a high awareness coming in. That's what I want to see. And if you listen, did you hear that? Yes. The crowd loves it. So we made the right pick, hopefully. He comes in at 74 overall. Then we signed a left end in Langford with pick number 9. And we got pick number 15 from the Dolphins. So our first 3 picks in the first round, 82, 76, and 74 overall. And 2 of them were defensive ends because we did not re-sign Kevin Carter and we did not re-sign Javon Curse. So here are the guys that we did re-sign. We got Tank Williams back. We got Tasker to play right tackle for us because our current right tackle is not playing well. He's getting older. He's not doing that well. Houston picked up Javon Curse. Steve McNair is going to the Eagles. Samari Rowe is going to the Packers. So this is a brand new Tennessee Titans team. Brand spanking new. Will it work out? That is the question. I hope so. What do you think, though? Is this going to work out? So here we go. Off-season training camp, we're going to get Chris Thomas up to 82 overall with 98 agility. Atkins, we're going to work on his catching ability. He has some acceleration. Speed is not that great. Acceleration is good. Tayshawn Dexter has blossomed. We drafted him in our first couple of drafts, and he is turning out to be that guy. Daniel Lambert, 87 throw power, 88 throw accuracy as a rookie. Not bad. But what does that get us? 2-14. Now, let's remember, this Madden 04. This ain't Madden 14. This ain't Madden 24. I know that game doesn't exist just yet, but what I'm saying is we got to be patient, okay? We got to be patient. You may look at a young quarterback. You might think, I don't know if he's the answer because of some performances. Let's be patient. Let's trust what we saw during the draft process, all right? Let's not think that our eyes fooled us. Let's work with him and see what we can get, right? So, a decent season for everybody else for the most part. O-line did fairly well. Receivers, running back is still an issue. It is still an issue. Defense did their thing. Dexter, I keep on calling him Dexter. I don't know why I want to say that. But Dexter had 118 tackles and an interception. That's a good look. You know what I'm saying? Perry, our new free safety, 3 interceptions. So again, we're doing some things. LeVar Arrington almost won an MVP of the whole league. Not like defense. We're talking about for the whole league. That's a good look. And I did think LeVar Arrington was going to be a great, like, Hall of Fame caliber linebacker. It just didn't work out. I think he got hurt with the Giants. I think he got hurt his last year with Washington, and then he signed with the Giants, got hurt again. So it just really didn't work out for him. But like you see here, though, could have been the second MVP of the league on defense outside of Lawrence Taylor, right? I want to say that, going back to when this game first came out or when it did come out, you know what I mean? So let's go to the playoffs. Here are your divisional winners. You got the Chargers winning, got the Eagles winning, got the Bengals losing to the Dolphins. The Dolphins would lose to the Chargers in the championship game, and the Eagles will fall to the Skins yet again in the postseason, and the Skins would win the Super Bowl versus the San Diego Superchargers. Dick LeBeau, he is going to retire. Herm Edwards is out there for a defensive coordinator spot. I'm like, hey, you don't want to be a head coach? I would sign you as a D coordinator. I trust what your eyes will tell you and what your mouth will tell me out there, Herm Edwards, who played to win the game. I know this. Washburn, a one-time defensive coordinator, why don't you come back and coach special teams for us? So Derrick Brooks, 99 overall, gone. Marvin Harrison, gone. Ronnie Harrison, gone. Eric Moulds, gone. Tommy Maddox, John Ritchie, Dexter Coakley, he's gone. Bobby Taylor, he's out. Deuce to Deuce Staley. Mike Vrabel calling it career. Derek Mason, who signed to the Giants, he's gone. Al Harris is gone. Scott is gone. Lucci, he's gone. Everybody is gone, and Fred Miller, who again we replaced last year, he's gone as well. Sermon, he did make it to the Pro Bowl, so I'm like, you know what? No, he didn't. I think was it this year? No, I don't know. But he was holding out. I was like, whatever, I'll re-sign you. Everybody else though is like, done deal. Like, I'm not wasting money. We got the cap room looking right. Let's try to make something happen. So Drew Bennett is on the chopping block. We're going to give away our first round pick and our second round pick, which is the first pick in the draft, for McKinney, left tackle for the Vikings, and their first round pick number 5. Because I want to get this receiver, and I do not think a receiver is worth the first round pick. And they like it. They like it, so there you go. And obviously, if you're Calvin Johnson, you're worth the first round pick. But these receivers, like in this, I just don't think it. Now you got to get your receiver in the first round. Receivers go off the board quickly. By the 4th, the 5th round, there will be no receivers to draft anymore. in this game. So you got to get your receivers early. But I didn't think that he was first round like material. So Fairley, right? He is going to be our new center. We got Sapp to play outside linebacker, bringing in Stevens, I believe, to play. Is it receiver with Stevens? I don't know. But those are the guys that we signed. Here are the bigger names in free agency. We could have got Tony Gonzalez. I was like, I kind of like our tight end situation. Yes, the overall is not as good as Tony Gonzalez, but I'm like, let's try it. We let Dyson go. He signs with who did he sign with? The Cowboys. Charles Woodson, he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. So here's our center situation. We have Jones. He's decent, but I'm gonna move him over to guard. That was the decision I made. Will I regret that? I don't think so. Dexter, 89 overall. You have to be patient with these guys. And I'm telling myself that you got to be patient, okay? We have this man's accuracy up to 94 overall. 94 overall accuracy. So for our receivers, I'm looking at not just the overall, but I'm looking to release Anquan Boldin, but it was more so to do with the awareness. All these guys athletically are not the greatest, but I wanted to get guys who were smart players. Did it help? Not really. 2-14 yet again last in the division. Okay, yes, it has been a struggle, but I see some good. 19 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That's basically where the Steve Mcnair era ended, with him throwing 18 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. So if we can, Steve Mcnair was going down. Hopefully our quarterback in Lambert is going up, and he just has to cross this threshold of being mediocre, which was the case when we decided not to re-sign Steve Mcnair. Okay, so again, defense is still good, and I need them to be patient too, because I know they're like, yo, bro, we're getting the job done over here on this side of the ball, and I believe that you guys are. We just needed some time to turn it around. LT, another MVP, Joey Porter. He got the job done. Young, our receiver, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, again, we are making some good strides. We have Daniel Young, Daniel Lambert. It's the Daniels. It's the double Ds. Who doesn't like those? And you know what I'm saying? And we're doing our thing, okay? But we got to win games now, okay? So, divisional round. Jaguars, they beat the Ravens, Seahawks over the Lions. The Bengals fall to the Broncos. The Bengals beat the Broncos. The Bengals would lose to the Jags. The Panthers would lose to the Seahawks. Super Bowl, Jaguars, Seahawks. The Jaguars win 10-9. All right, now we're in some serious trouble. When you start losing, people don't show up to the games. You're spending a lot on draft picks, because we had 3 first-round picks, and those guys eat up a lot of your cap. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to release Rich Gannon. I'm like, maybe I need to change the coach. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the coaches know how to develop guys. So we're going to bring in Jim Johnson, one long-time defensive coordinator for the Eagles. We're going to make him our head coach. Bring in Mike Holmgren as our offensive coordinator. You see this? Mike Holmgren? So now we have Mike Holmgren on the staff. We have Herm Edwards on the staff, and Jim Johnson is now our head coach with a defensive mind. And you see the names. Brian Dawkins, what up, family? T.O., he is gone. Lawyer, what is it? Ty, yeah, I said Ty Law. But these are some big names. Steve McNair has retired. Tiki Barber, he has retired. Ron Stone, he has retired. So a lot of the big names in the NFL are gone now. Tank Williams is going to hold out. I'm going to re-sign him. Atkins, he's young. I'm going to give him another contract. When you sign people late in the draft, it's like a 2-year deal, so why not come back? Albert Haynesworth, come back. Dexter, come back. Phillips, come back. Please come back. Now, would they really sign with us? I don't know. But I want to look at the running back situation, because the running back situation is different in this here game. Daniel Thompson, he's 31 years old, holding strong at 99 overall. Look at these guys' age. Like, all these guys are old except for like a Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis is 28 years old, and that's old in like today's running back world. So here are our draft picks. We get Bell. He should be decent, but Thomas, our cornerback, I'm expecting big things from him, because we got to have good corners. When we made it to the Super Bowl, we had a great defense on all 3 phases: linebacker, defensive line, and DB. So let's see what we can do. Lambert, 99 overall accuracy, and now that throwing power is getting closer to 90 as well. So again, I think he's our quarterback. We have to be patient. We picked up Dan Mills in the offseason to help our running game. Hopefully that helps, but who knows? Sapp has turned out to be a solid outside linebacker. Phillips, 94 overall. Make that 95 overall. And we go 9-7. So from 2-14 to 97. Yes, we're still dead last, but the division was so tight. 10-6 won it. 9-7 got the Colts to the wild card. We missed out on the wild card because we lost to the Houston Texans the last game of the season. We beat them. We probably win the division or at least be in the Colts spot, and that would have gave us a playoff berth. So again, you got to be patient. You got to be patient, all right? So, Pro Bowl for Peter Sermon. Tank Williams had a good year. Dexter's a Pro Bowler now. That is a solid look in year number 6 for him. I mean, again, the defense was solid all throughout because we had Albert Haynesworth. We always had a decent defensive line. We added those 2 pass rushers. Are they really getting to the quarterback like that? Maybe not. But we did pick up Patrick Surtain and Deltha O'Neal. Okay? I didn't mention that. As LT wins another MVP at age 32. And there goes your defensive player. Keith Bullock wins it for the Bears. Should we have kept him? Maybe. But hey, we're back to 9-7. I don't know if we are 9-7 with him winning Defensive Player of the Year for us without having anything on the offensive side of the ball. So yeah, Deltha O'Neal, we signed him last year. We signed Patrick Surtain. Maybe I edited that out by accident, as Bill Romanowski is a Coach of the Year. What is going on in San Diego? They are just winning Super Bowls and MVPs, and whoever's their coach, it doesn't matter because they get to like the Super Bowl no matter what. They beat the Colts in the divisional round. The Falcons lose to the Vikings. Championship game, the Bengals lose to the Chargers. The Panthers beat the Vikings. The Panthers will beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl, and we're still bleeding money. All right, so like I was trying to say, we signed Surtain, we signed Deltha O'Neal. Deltha O'Neal really didn't do too much to us. We drafted Thomas as our first pick. So now I think we will have 3 good corners, as St. Louis is now relocating to Lincoln. I'm guessing that's Lincoln, Nebraska, to be the Lincoln Stallions. Nebraska, you have an NFL team. Congratulations. I hope that's what you wanted, because you don't have a college football team right now. And I'm sorry. I love watching old school football too. And Nebraska was like one of the teams that you had to watch. So anyways, well, we still have some money in the bank because we were bringing in the money. We were bringing in the money back in the Eddie George years. So we had some money. We did not spend like crazy. We're going to spend on our stadium right now to get fan support up a little bit, have people be like excited to come to the stadium. So we're going to do that. So now we have about $6.8 million in assets for the team. And you got to spend money on your coaching staff. So Scott Linehan is going to be our new offensive coordinator. Mike Holman got a coaching job, head coaching job. Coakley, who just retired, come be our defensive coordinator. Learn from Jim Johnson, and hopefully it works out. All right. Conrad, I believe he retired. Lance Schultz is gone now. Corey Dillon, he has retired. Peter Bower, Drew Bledsoe, Jason Elam, Fred Taylor. All right. Michael Strahan. Rondé Barber, Torrey Holt, he is retired as a Stallion, technically. Mike McKenzie, he is gone as well. Mon Green, get out of the division. Thank you, he has retired. So has Samari Roll. Donald Driver has retired. Here goes our guys that we have left. We signed Jones. That was a backup role to Dexter, but I just wanted some depth at linebacker. We're going to sign Tasker to a 1-year deal. We're trying to get Clem Portis, as you can see. We're trying to get Clem Portis. I just want to see what it would take. First, second, and third round picks would not happen. I needed to give up Champ Bailey to get Clem Portis, obviously, and I don't have Champ, so what you gonna do? Here goes one of our last drafts, okay? Time is running out. This is the longest one I've ever done. I decided halfway through that I would do 10 years. And sadly, I also decided, because I know you guys, if you're still watching this, you probably love the content, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all know that I play games, and you saw in the beginning we got all the way to the Super Bowl. I'm probably only going to play maybe 1 or 2 more games, and then the rest, even if we make it back to the playoffs. Yeah, because this is getting long, and at the time I was recording this, I was like, yo, this is really, really getting long. So I wanted to look at the running back situation. These guys are like 30 years old, but still the best running backs in the league. The best. He's 28 years old, 84 overall, and then Chris Thomas is actually good. At 82 overall, he's actually good. So I'm feeling better about our running back situation. 97 carry, 81 break tackle, 99 was his agility. But it's just not translating into 1,000-yard season. The only running back that we had that rushed over 1,000 yards was Eddie George. And we all love Eddie George. But my gosh, why can't we have somebody else? And the O-line, from my estimation, has been pretty good. And we make it to the playoffs at 11-5. 11-5. We are 11-5. Okay? Daniel Lambert, I believe, completed his rookie deal. So after this season, I believe we're going to have to give him a new contract. I believe it was either 3 or 4 years, but 29 TDs, close to 4,000 yards, and 15 interceptions. You got to be patient, and he made it to the Pro Bowl. We still did not rush for over 1,000 yards with our top 2 backs. Our top 2 backs and our fullback together, we ran for over 1,000 yards and around 9 touchdowns. But just the running back position by itself, we still couldn't do it. We did pick up Dallas Clark in the offseason. He had a decent year for us. Daniel Young, again, Daniel, the combination of double D's. It looks good. It looks nice. It feels even better. It is a nice look. Dexter, 101 tackles made to the Pro Bowl. Our draft picks are coming through. Albert Haynesworth, he made it to the Pro Bowl as well. All right, so again, we're not done. We have to handle business now and get to that ball. Delvin O'Neal came up big for us. 4 interceptions. Last year had 0. This year had 4. Thank you, sir. Troy Polamalu is now playing for the Cleveland Browns. Ain't that crazy? My gosh. Jeff Booker, running back. I'm like, how come I couldn't draft that running back? Where was I during the scouting process? Where was I during the draft to not sign him, not draft him? Big Dan Wilkinson. Best defensive lineman, Bill Romanowski, coach of the year. Rich Gannon, second to Bill Romanowski, the 2 teammates for the Raiders. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. The Browns lose to the Broncos on the wild card round. The Seahawks get this. They absolutely destroy the Falcons. Divisional round. Ravens, Titans. What else would you want? What else would you want? Okay? Ravens, Titans. They still got Ray Lewis, 98 overall. Ed Reed, 97. Terrell Suggs, 96. Todd Heap, 95. Kyle Bowler is a 94 overall quarterback. And Carpenter is their best running back at 69 overall. So I feel better about our running backs. I still don't love it. I really hate it. But I feel better. I feel a whole lot better. This is awesome. Because I wanted to know how this game would take running backs. And if this game is like real life, I mean, at this moment in time, this is year 9. So this is around 2000 and, let's say, 2003 is when this game came out. So 2011, 2012, you had like Marshawn Lynch, you had Adrian Peterson, you had a couple of other guys, but it was like, there wasn't that many good running backs in the league anymore, and that's kind of what you see here as Todd Heap gets loose. You had Frank Gore, don't get me wrong, you had a young Reggie Bush. Like, don't get me wrong, you still had good running backs, but this was a time where it's like running backs are getting scarce. And now they're like really getting scarce, like in today's NFL. Anyways, Javon Curse gets the sack. They throw it. It's caught by Grant, but we get the stop. So we go 3 and out. Then our defense comes back and gets the stop. They settle for a field goal. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So now Daniel Lambert, I need you to come through in a major way. Young makes the catch. He's going to turn upfield, and he fumbles. And at this moment in time, I was like, maybe if I would have simulated this game, they would have had a better chance at winning because your boy is not that good at Madden. I mean, give me on the stick versus any user and I'm good. Give me on the stick on all Madden in the playoffs and my hands get sweaty. I'm throwing up mom's spaghetti and it's all going downhill. Thomas getting jiggy with it though, making the man miss, picking up a first down. We're down by 6. A touchdown would really help right here. Young makes the catch. Daniel, the Daniel combination is looking solid. We need 1 yard. We fire it into a crowd. And yeah, Erickson is there for the interception. 6 nada. Kyle Bowler fires that thing to Grant. First down. Kyle Bowler from Cal sets his feet. Lets it fly. Intercepted by Patrick Surtain. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You know you're playing old Maddens when these guys have sons in the newer Maddens now. Like, hey, but hey, don't hate it. I love these games. Okay, don't judge me. Looking downfield, Ashley Lee. He makes the catch. He's going to just dive down. Just dive, Ashley Lee. Just get down. Okay, we're going to find Atkins. He makes the catch. 2nd down and 3. Lambert going to throw this one to Stevens. Like I said, I knew he was a receiver. I thought he was a receiver, and he is a receiver. Looking downfield, Lambert throws this one to Springs. His accuracy and his arm talent is top notch. Let's go. Lambert looking down. Okay. But we do get a field goal, so now I'm not feeling as bad about my thumb skills and my users like I did a second ago. Because all we need is a good drive, but first got to get a good stop on defense. They go up the gut with Carpenter, and Albert Haynesworth is there to lay him down. 2nd down and 9, they run the ball with Carpenter, and we are there to stop him. 3rd down and 7, Kyle Bowler fires it incomplete. We force a 3 and out. We have to score here. We're going to get the ball to Thomas. He breaks a tackle. Nothing doing. Maybe it's the O-line. I don't know. Lambert looking downfield. That pass is caught by Lee, and he gets dragged down shy of the 15. 3rd down and 9. Breaking the tackle is Lambert, and getting smacked down to the ground is Lambert. 4th and 3 now. Lambert going to roll left. Fires it. It's going to be caught by Springs. Dragged down by the face mask. Tackle on an extra 5. So up to the 25. Atkins, he makes the catch. And now we're inside the 15 with a first down. 3rd down and 12. Looking downfield for Young. We overthrow him. Nearly intercepted by Edward Reed. So we settle for a field goal. The game is all tied up at 6, all headed to the 4th quarter. What can we do? They have the football. Kyle Bullock throws it. Todd Heat with the catch. Breaks the tackle. Falls forward to the Titans' 45-yard line. Bowler, he has it. Fires it. Caught by Richards. And now that's going to get us up to the 32. Get them up to the 32. Carpenter, weaving through traffic, has the first down. Now the computer's like, we have to score as quick as we can, though, because it's a tie ball game and time's running out, right? So 3rd and goal. They run it. And they're not going to get to the end zone. Thank goodness. Peter Sherman is there for the touchdown, save and stop. They will get a field goal. 9-6 is the score. Van is there for the interception. And that is it. That is how the season comes to an end. And at this point, I was like, this is taking forever. We're in year, 100. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we're just going to sim from here on out. Even if we make it to the postseason, because usually what I'll do is I'll play the postseason games, as y'all can see, but I'm like, this is taking forever, and I want to post a video, and I haven't posted a video in a few days, and let's just get this done. So the Chargers will beat the Lions in the Super Bowl. Good job for the Lions getting the Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to Los Angeles to be the Hawks. The LA Hawks are a new NFL franchise. Had the Lincoln Stallions, the former Rams, and the LA Hawks. And we're back in the black, baby. We're back in the black. Rodriguez, I do not know who that is, but he is going to retire. Dallas Cowboys coach, that's Bill Parcells, if I remember correctly. He is going to retire as well. Fazio, he is out as well. He was the head coach of the Giants. Darren Sharper, he is gone. Don't touch nobody, please. There goes Tony Parrish, he is gone. So yeah, some of the guys that are left, Brian Young, future Hall of Famer. I know he's in there now, but when he retired, we didn't think he might be. I don't know. Patrick Surtain is gone. So is Sean Alexander. Sam Cora is gone. Dan Wilkerson is gone. Ricky Williams has retired. Matt Hasselbeck has retired. Hugh Douglas is gone as well. Tony Gonzalez is gone. Delta O'Neal has retired as well. So yeah, the league is about to be generics in a few more seasons. It's going to be nothing but Tom Brady and generics in the NFL. Jay Bly is gone. Randy Moss, the big boss, is gone. Jerry Porter is gone. Yeah, so we lose Delta O'Neal, Surtain, and Johnson. So we need some cornerback help. We will re-sign Atkins. That was a bad decision. He was 79 overall this past season. He's dropped down to 75 or 74, so he lost 5% of his ability. Clark, we will re-sign. I just want a fullback. Of course, Dexter, you are going to be like a Titan for life. He's 30 years old, but he's 96 overall now. Lambert, yes, you're coming back, obviously. Perry, you're coming back, obviously. Again, our draft picks have worked out to an extent. Tasker, you're 64 overall. Not going to bring you that back. Bowman, tight end, no, right guard, excuse me. We're going to bring you back. Rojas, he recovered a fumble, but it was challenged. So I was like, hey, I like you. You can come back. So we do draft decently. Not a great draft, but decent. We were really looking for backup guys. Now we're looking for future starters. They might start someplace else, but on this team, they're probably going to be backups. All right? That's kind of how the cookie crumbles. Our number one free agent, Deuce McAllister. All right? Does that make any sense? And we signed Nate Clements. Does that make any sense? He is older than old. Really old. We do sign Sanders. So our cornerback room is looking decent. We have Clement, we have Sanders, and we have Thomas. There goes McAllister. Going to help him out. 92 overall still. He's one of the best running backs in the league. Yes, he's 30,000 years old. But there you go. This is what Madden 04 does to you as a GM. You got to sign old running backs for a top dollar. Makes no sense. Gerald Thomas now 82 overall. Look at Perry, 94 overall. Lambert, 93 overall with 99 throw accuracy, 93 throw power. And we get the rematch with the Ravens. I wanted to play, but I was like, don't do it. And we didn't. And we're not. Will we win? I don't know. But we do have home field because we didn't win the South yet again. And there you go. So if you look at the top of your screen, it says year number 10. We got to year number 10, and we are back to being a regular team in the playoffs and having a winning record. Deuce McAllister can knock it over. We are cursed by Eddie George. He's like, you didn't re-sign me, and now you are cursed. You will never have a good running back again. Obviously, that didn't happen in real life. They had Chris Johnson, CJ 2K, Derek King Henry, obviously. But in this game, In this game, Eddie George like, I'm going to put a curse on your backside. Dexter, he again had 105 tackles. Phillip, double-digit sacks yet again. Langford, a good season. Brown, those were the guys that we drafted in that first round with Lambert that changed everything around. We blew things up. We got 3 first-round picks, and it turned everything around, and I flipping love it. Thomas and Clement, decent year. And LT wins another, and I know you guys want to see his stat. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. For everybody that's still here, I'm going to show you his stats, all right? Let's get through this. Tom Brady was the best quarterback. Steve Smith, the best receiver. He's still in the league. Steve Smith is still in the league, and I guess he was young. Yeah, he didn't retire to 2006, I want to say. So, yeah, there you go. Bill Cowher is now the new head coach of the Patriots, and LT is the all-time leading rusher. Second active is McAllister of the Titans, then followed by Portis, and Michael Vick is the 4th leading rusher and active player, obviously. So 2005 MVP, 2006 MVP, 2007 MVP, 2008 he took a year off from winning MVPs, and like 2009 he's back at it. Like my gosh, 6 MVPs, 7 Offensive Player of the Years, 7 Pro Bowl selections, and again I think the Pro Bowl selections start like in this game. They don't go back to like years past. So yeah, and I know that back in the day they were worried about like the AFC has so many good running backs that LT like missed out on the playoffs on the Pro Bowl a couple years. But yeah, anyway, let's focus on what we're talking about. Okay, divisional round, we beat the Patriots. So the Titans over the Patriots. Daniel, he outdid Tom Brady. Just joking. Tom Brady played way better. But Deuce McAllister had a decent game. I'm joking there too. It was all defense for us. Okay, the defense flipping saved the day versus the Patriots. We played decently. AFC Championship game, we lose to Denver 37-13. Daniel Lambert, though, I believe he had a solid game from what I remember. He was an absolute dog, right? 18 of 33, 195 yards, and protected the football. No touchdown passes, but protected the football. And Dennis Copeland, 3 TDs. I'm going to show you guys who he is since he's going to be playing in the Super Bowl. McAllister, less than 3 yards carry. I mean, again, I don't know what I did. I did something wrong because our running game was atrocious. Maybe I probably need to give them more carries because I kept saying that Eddie George got to these numbers without going over 300 carries, excuse me. As you see who Dennis Copeland is. First round pick from Clemson, year 2007, years pro 5. It's Super Bowl time. It's going to be the Washington and Denver. Yes, the Washington versus the Denvers. But yeah, so I probably needed to get Eddie George more carries. I probably had to get him 300. Because if you look at his average, Eddie George's average in real life, it wasn't that crazy. It really wasn't that crazy. But he was a solid running back. Nobody would deny the fact that he was a very, very good running back. NFL icon. College football, I believe Hall of Famer already. If not, he needs to be in that thing. But he like some years he would have like 400 carries, 350 carries, and we just did not replicate that. So I think if I do a Madden 04 rebuild again, we're going to have to try to get our running back more carries. So I'm going to have to adjust that. But hey, I think that this rebuild was a success. We made it to the AFC Championship game. We made it to the Super Bowl. We lost the Super Bowl in the AFC Championship game this year, but I think it was a success. We have to watch Denver play Washington. Like it's Doug Williams taking on John Elway from, yesteryear my gosh, he just jumped over Champ Bailey like it was nothing. Number 24, where you at? They give it to Clinton Portis. He gets dogged right there. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. So second quarter action now. Toss play down to Clinton Portis. Can he turn the corner? No, you can't. Washington, they hunt in packs. The Commanders, I'm going to call them the Commanders. Why not? The Commanders hunt in packs, but it couldn't stop Clinton Portis right there. Clinton Portis doing it against the team that he would never play for in this universe. Patrick Ramsey's a beast. He's going to find Lavernius Coles. Third down and goal now. Thrown it to the end zone, broken up. That could have been a pick six going the other way. Maybe. That guy looked kind of hefty. You don't know how fast he actually is. But that kick is going to be up and good by Hall, and it's now 10-7. Can Copeland lead a comeback? Minute on the clock here in the first half. That pass dropped. Chan Bailey is shut down corner. You'll be lucky to complete a pass versus him. And then you come back and complete a pass versus him. Second down and 10. Copeland has it from midfield. Let's fly. Caught. No, dropped. It's dropped. 51 again. That's LeVar Anderson. I might do one like a career reset where Washington has LeVar Arrington, and I think I've already done this before, but I'm going to do it maybe more in depth, where we have Champ Bailey, Sean Taylor, and LeVar Arrington all on Washington. You know what I'm saying? Because Clinton Portis was very, very good with the Denver Broncos. He was good with Washington, but not as good as he was with Denver. But Champ Bailey was a dog all the way until retirement for the most part. Yes, his last maybe 2 years in the league, maybe weren't as shutdown E, but who's are? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's a real shutdown corner the last 2 years in the league? Deion? I don't really think so. Look at the numbers. Look at what he gave up. I'm just joking. Deion was that guy. First down and 10. Washington, they have it. They fire it. It's going to be caught. And there you go. They're marching yet again. They're trying to put this game away and win another ring for Rich Gannon, who was our head coach and who I let go. Maybe if I don't let him go, we win. Because he already, I think he already won the Super Bowl, right? And he's about to do it again, maybe. As Denver, it looks like Denver can't stop Washington at this moment in time. They throw it to the flat. It's going to be caught, but you are denied. 10-7, fourth quarter now. What can they do in the fourth quarter? They're going to run the ball. And they're going to get shut down. Huge hit out there. Jerseys and pads are just flying and ripping into shreds out there in the rain in San Francisco. And I did the math because Santa Clara, the new home of the Niners, they did host the Super Bowl between the Broncos and the Panthers, which would have been, 2015, I want to say, 2015, 2016 season. This is about 2 years early from that. But I was like, yo, this kind of dope that they were kind of close to knowing that the Niners would host the Super Bowl. Like, good for y'all, even though it wouldn't have happened if they would have stayed in Frisco because nobody wanted to come out here in the elements. But if you get a new stadium, you're guaranteed a Super Bowl at least one time if the elements are correct. You know what I'm saying? So they set up for a field goal. Kickers up, kickers good. Denver, you have one shot at this. 26 seconds on the clock. Fred Smoot is there for the INT, and that is going to do it. Mike Shanahan, you are not going to win in this stadium. It is not going to happen. That is that, y'all. I really do hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm thinking about focusing a lot on rebuilds on this channel. I've been wanting to kind of separate what I do on this channel and the other channel. Other channel is straight up gameplays and Madden. We were focused on NCAA over here. But I think I kind of want to focus my attention on rebuilds. They're kind of fun. I do feel like I have to edit what I do in gameplays sometimes because eventually you're going to learn what the computer likes to do, doesn't like to do, and you can beat them without like manipulating the sliders or anything like that. You really don't have to do that. I always try to make the computer as hard as possible, but also try to make the games as realistic as possible. So we have a great team, then we have a great team. But I think I'm in the mood to just sim more on this channel where we keep our gameplays and everything like that on my second channel, Coach Dawkins. With right now it's a Buccaneers franchise and Madden Superstar mode up over there. Most of you guys know that already, but just in case there's somebody listening that doesn't know. But that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Washington won another Super Bowl. Rich Gannon is a head coach. Bill Romanowski is a head coach. LT is a six-time MVP, 7-time Offensive Player of the Year. Michael Vick won a gang of MVPs. LT is an all-time leading rusher. That's that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that the rest of the day is the best of your day. Peace, love. Hot sauce.